I know what my audience like. I did some independent films with Master P. A lot of those movies did really well.
I'm ambitious, I'm a hustler. I have my own lane.
That's the thing about comedy. You wake up every day, you don't know if you're funny that day.
Yo, what up? Welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Thumbs up in the in chat. Give me a LGL in the chat, man. If you can hear this, if you can hear the sound effects and all that. Welcome to the program. So let's go live with Lamont King. I'm Lamont King, and we are now live. Let's go. Give me an LGL in the chat on YouTube. I see everybody here is currently this is a YouTube crowd, and I like it. That's what I like. That's what I need. There we go. Give me LGL. Good to see y'all, man. First timers, welcome to the program. That's what it is. Something like a podcast. Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. to 7 East Coast time. Shout out to everybody on the West Coast. I see you. I see you, family. On the West Coast and worldwide. This program is broadcasting live from the newly remodeled Drunken Fruit Studios.
I don't care if it is a closet. You still looking mad official.
Inside of the Tiny Closet Command Center. I appreciate you. Yeah, trending topics, hilarious commentary, celebrity guests, and interesting people. All right. Shout out to Mr. Clarkson, our executive producer down the hall in Studio G, and John Watson, our New York bureau chief on the fact checking. Good to see y'all. Regulars, what up? No individual shout outs till you bring somebody. That's how it's going to be, man. That's how it's going to be. It's like church. Can you stand up? It's the first time you introduce your neighbor. Can you tell us who? Tell, hey. But there's that. Drunken Fruit holiday specials coming soon, man. So trying to tell y'all, send them an email, inquiries@drunkenfruit.com. Something to say real quick before we get into it about that. I meant to do this a while ago, but I was trying to figure out a way to do it. So on social media, it's @drunkenfruit. Make sure you're careful of the spelling, right? There are some imposters already. You know you this shit. When you got people trying to bite your styles already out the gate, you know. So there's a entity out there that is trying to steal the name and the hashtag and things of that nature. So Drunken Fruit, correct spelling, Queen's English. Make sure hashtag and the handle is the same, because there's an imposter out there in Texas trying to steal the shine, putting bootleg malt liquor cocktails in the used liquor bottles. And we ain't for it. So no confusion, off the imitated, never duplicated, drunkenfruit.com. All right, so let me say that. All right, now, of course, we are 100% viewer supported by viewers like you. And if you want to get on with the get on and help us support the movement, keep these phone lines going. $ Lamont King 06. Appreciate the newcomer. We got a new donor from yesterday. Got to shout out our also our ultra platinum diamond premium donor, Jay Elite. One time for the one time. But yesterday, got a new donor, and I want to acknowledge. And if you want your business acknowledged, if you want your anything showcased in the studio, shoot me, direct message me. Make sure you hit me up, and we'll find out a way to work it out. Carl Watts, ladies and gentlemen, Carl Watts. I don't know if he's watching today, or I don't know what he identifies as, but Carl, that person, them, they. Carl Watts, thank you. Carl Watts. All right, man. There it is. All right, a lot to talk about today. Today was one of those days, not a slow news day. Sometimes, some days I come in and I'm like, damn, what am I talking about? Or what angle am I going to go? Today, man, I saw like 15 headlines non-related to each other. And I was like, wow, this is a TV news show producer's dream today. The shit I saw today. Amazing. So we're going to run it down. Also, let me put this information up because at any given time, let's get your take. This is a live show. This ain't no, it's not a seminar. 765 Let's Go 1 765 538 7461. 765 538 7461. That's 765 Let's Go 1. We talk about the anniversary of Kobe's passing. A couple of Biden's executive orders. Trump's new position. Thailand president, what he did to his sister. I mean, the new variant. Hold on. The new variants to COVID. They got some monster strains out there. We running out of vaccines. They printing up some more. Stock markets going haywire. I mean, it is a lot to talk about. So let's get to it, man. First of all, let me check in with the peanut gallery. Make sure y'all on page. Make sure. Okay, all right. Okay, Haynes, I'm gonna keep my eye out for that. Yeah. Yes, because we don't need that. Don't buy into that. Yeah, just don't buy into it. All right, so first up, let's go. So yesterday, and also we got a question of the day I forgot to get to it yesterday because yesterday was so action-packed. It's been a good week, man. Back when the forward dates. Today's 1/26/21, which if you say it backwards, it's 1/26/21. And so far so good, man. Yesterday was action-packed, so we left out a story about the guy that turned in his dad. And I wanted to get your take. Like, what's your price point? I got this bit I do about what's your price point. Like, what would it take to turn in a family member? Everybody has a price. I don't care who you are, what you say. What would it take to turn in a family member? Now, granted, this one was an easy turn in. But people have been turned in for less. And we all know a grandmama that ain't said shit for their murdering grandson. You know what I mean? So what's your price point? Let's all right, let's get some headlines real quick. I need some music for that. Send me some music for that. So when I segue into headlines or whatever, a couple things that brought my attention today. Yesterday we were talking with India Sweet, and she expressed her. We were going over how there's a the sentiment, people impatience, if you will, for the Biden administration to start rolling out these black tangibles. They held our vote hostage and was like, you need to, and your ancestors died. And of course we had the big argument. Black people were split. The people that think the Democratic Party taking advantage of them, and the people that think the Republican Party is the party of Lincoln, and we need to hold everybody accountable. And then Biden gets in and no tangibles in the first 72 hours, and everybody's like, oh shit, here we go. And then you got people defending him like, man, he just got there. So to the he just got there crowd, and I said this yesterday, these people in power can do anything they want whenever they want. So I don't, and India Sweet made a compelling argument yesterday, but I don't really buy into the he just got there. I really don't. I don't buy into there's other things going on. No, I just don't. I don't buy it. They can do, and we've seen today. Let's go to this story. Hopefully I can get to it. They do what they want, when they want, and for who did they want. So apparently the latest executive order, I got to pull it up. Here we go. The latest executive order addresses racial bias. That's the headline. All right, let's read it together, because this is interesting. So Biden addresses racial bias in housing, directs DOJ to phase out use of private prisons in new executive orders. All right, don't get caught up in the titles. Let's scrutinize this together, shall we? President Joe Biden on Tuesday directed his administration to address racial bias in housing programs and to end the Justice Department's use of private prisons, as he emphasized what he said will be an all-of-government approach to creating a more equitable society. All right. On the surface, outstanding. Sounds great, because we know that the prison industrial complex is something that impacts Black males overwhelmingly, right? Sure. Private prisons for the last 100 years have found ways to make billions, even trillions of dollars off of, we saw in 13th, the documentary about the 13th Amendment and how it's big business. Sure. So you doing away with that, excellent step, good starting point. However, does nothing to address how those people disproportionately end up in those prisons. So let's think about that. So don't get excited. Let's keep reading. We need to make equity and justice part of what we do every day. Outstanding. Today, tomorrow, and every day. Sounds good. He signed 4 new executive orders, building on steps taken in his first week in office as part of his campaign promise to combat racial inequities. In addition to directing the phase out of private prisons, Biden recommitted the government to respecting tribal sovereignty, directed agencies to mitigate racial bias in federal housing policies, and to address xenophobia and violence against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. Whoa, 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 wait, whoa, whoa, wait a minute. Flag on the play. I thought black tangibles and asking for black tangibles was too much. And he's the president for everybody. They said this with Barack too. He can't necessarily single out one group of people. All right, let's try to read this again. And to address xenophobia and violence against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. It seems like he was able to do that just in that one sentence. Seems like he was able to do that. And this is directly addressed to the crowd that says, who I've been going back and forth with on Twitter most of the day. Geez, it's only been 5 days, and he can't single out one group. That looks like one group. Let me take it back. That's 2 groups: Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. An executive order to address xenophobia and violence against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. Now, I'm not being facetious here. I could do a whole thesis on this. If you want to say it, you can say it. I get tired of these political types like that's not how it goes. No. You can literally, as president, write it down, sign it, and say it. You can say, we want to address police brutality and the disproportionate amount of use of force by nationwide law enforcement against Black people, unarmed Black people. You literally can say it. So don't tell me you can't say it. And in the first week or last week, it don't matter. We should not have to wait. We've been through this discussion already. Pandemic, otherwise. If they want to say it and do it, they can do it. All right. Let me keep reading. On Biden's first day in office, he tasked every federal agency with reviewing his programs and delivering an action plan within 200 days to address any disparities in policies and programs. Okay. These are all great steps. Susan Rice, the head of Biden, it gets better. Susan Rice, the head of Biden's Domestic Policy Council, said the administration's approach will be substantially through its economic agenda. Let me get to the good part. She cited estimates that the economy has lost $16 trillion over the last 20 years because of racial discrimination. How? Where's that figure come from? What does it point to? These are the questions that we got to put on our critical thinking hats, ladies and gentlemen. Just stop letting shit just go. I get it. Everything don't have to be serious, but where did that number come from and what does it point to? All right, here we go. The good part. Biden and Rice stressed that the equality agenda is not aimed solely at communities of color, but is designed to help all lives matter. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. All marginalized communities, including people with disabilities, outstanding, religious minorities, okay, members of the LGBTQ community, and anyone living in persistent poverty. Okay, whether in urban, rural, or suburban areas. That sounds like a wide swath. Very nice. Very nice. 765, let's go one. I need your opinion. Black voters were instrumental in helping Biden win the primary in South Carolina, which provided critical momentum for his struggling campaign. In the general election, voters of color helped Biden pull out wins in battleground states like Pennsylvania. Of course, he made it a priority. He won the election because of African Americans. All right, let's stop right there. Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown. Of course, he made it a priority. He won the election because of African Americans. All right, let's go back up. And executive order takes steps to address xenophobia and violence against Asian Americans in Pacific Island. All right, that's enough of that. Talk amongst yourselves. Put your thinking hats on. Just wanted to bring that to your attention. That was a headline today for the it's only been 7 days crowd. Too early to say we getting duped, but never too late to say it as well. But just pay attention. If they want to do it, they can do it. I don't want to hear it's too early. I don't want to hear, it's not, he's for all people and you can't just do black stuff and we don't even have an agenda. I didn't know the Asian Americans or Pacific Islanders necessarily had an agenda that was verbalized that we would know about. I didn't know that. I didn't know they were all on board. I just knew that they complained in 2020 about attacks that they were facing because people was trying to put the coronavirus on their head. In 2020, so within last year, they became vocal about xenophobia, and they got it addressed in the first week of the new presidential whatchamajig. Keep that in mind. Just, you ain't got to hear me, but listen. All right, let's move on. Next headline. I ain't even seeing what y'all saying, so I'm just out here just passing out information. You know what I'm saying? Where'd it go? Oh, your man Wilder. Okay, let's get this out the way. Your man is Wilder, and we're gonna get to our questions in a couple minutes. Because actually I got 2 questions today. But look what your president is doing, man. He out here wild. I'm trying to tell y'all he's not going anywhere. I don't know why y'all think he's. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think he's going to do? You think this man is going? Oh man, the pressure, and they're gonna come after me. No, he's on the inside, and they're all playing on the same team. He knows what's happening next. He's not going to sit down. Like, get out of here. Trump leaves people, is the headline from Indy 100. Leaves people speechless after announcing his next step as former president. Your man started a whole new office, opened up a whole new operation. No longer the president of the United States, but that doesn't mean he can't pretend that he's still president. He just established, with your money, the office of the former president. He just opened that up. He's currently at a retreat in Palm Beach. The office will reportedly act as a vehicle for Trump's future public appearances and statements and official activities to advance the interests of the United States. That's in quotes. The office will be run by aides of his former administration, as well as other staff members. Who? I thought everybody abandoned him. Oh, that's right. They didn't. The statement said that Trump will always and forever be a champion for the American people. All right. I really want to know what y'all thought was going to happen. He's not getting impeached. He's not getting convicted. Oh, speaking of which, let's go. Let's move on. Speaking of which, All they need to do is keep you occupied for a week. That's all they need to do. Keep you occupied for a week, and you buy everything they selling, coming and going. Oh, here we go. Let's go to a super legitimate news source. Hey man, I try to tell y'all today is a heavy news story day. Let's get into it. Let's just run them down in case you missed it. Stand tall, or Rand Paul, if you will, and this is dated from today, Los Angeles Times. Moments after senators were sworn in Tuesday as jurors in the former president's impeachment trial, Republicans forced a vote on the constitutionality of the process that strongly suggests the Democrats won't be able to get the 2/3 support they will need for an eventual conviction next month. Who among you thought he was going to get impeached for the second time? I'll wait. This is what I have for you. Who among you thought that was going to happen? No, let's be real, man. I ain't trying to make fun of you. Let's be real. I ain't trying to make fun of you.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. There's no wonder you get D's and everything.
Yeah. They said the level of support for Rand's. Oh, okay. 45 Senate Republicans supported a resolution by Rand Paul, senator from Kentucky, alongside Mitch McConnell, that said the trial is illegal because Trump is a private citizen and no longer president. Now, weren't these the same? This is how they get you, right? Because you went to school, you paid attention up until a certain extent, and you was like, oh nah, they can't. What they gonna do is the reason why Pelosi ain't this is last January. This is what y'all was saying. The reason why Pelosi ain't. Wait a minute, I gotta see y'all face. I gotta come back to y'all. The reason why Pelosi ain't, they really not pushing it is because you can't arrest a sitting president. So they gonna wait till he get out of office, and then they put the full court press on him. So you can't indict a sitting president, but you also, according to Rand Paul, and something that he got is about to get pushed through, because he's a private citizen and no longer an elected official, you can't really hold him accountable for the shit that he did when he was the elected official. That's what they doing, man. Sure, I said impeach, but and we're talking conviction. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The impeachment is nothing if they don't forward it to be or get it passed for conviction. Just like last January when they did it the first time, and she held off. Pelosi held off, and was like, not yet. It's the same. It's the same shit. Not going to happen. So there's that. It's two big blowers that you didn't see coming. Of course we didn't. All right, here's one more, and then I'm gonna get off of this. You'll like this one too. Let the games begin. This whole segment should have been called "Let the Games Begin." All right, let's see if that joint would let me. Let's watch it together. So we'll see how this stands. Here's a headline for AP. Judge bars Biden from enforcing a 100-day deportation ban. So a federal judge on Tuesday barred the U.S. government from enforcing a 100-day deportation moratorium that is a key immigration priority of President Biden's. U.S. District Judge Drew Tipton issued a temporary restraining order sought by Texas, the whole state, which sued on Friday against the Department of Homeland Security memo that instructed immigration agencies to pause most deportations. So the White House says chill on kicking people out. Federal judge representing Texas said, nah, keep the party going.
I'm gonna suck your mother.
That's what they said. Two times. So, who wears the pants contest. This will be interesting. Seeing as though, the White House, the Democrats had the White House, Congress. But the judges is a different story. This is what Gregory would say, man. It's all a game, man. It's all a game. All right, let's keep it moving. There's a lot to talk about. Let's lighten it up a little bit. I seen something earlier too I thought was interesting. Thought this was funny. Nah, I saved that. I'll save that. Oh no, let's get to it. 765 so far. Let's go one. Any commentary or anything we discussed so far? 765. Let's go one. This is interesting. Be lucky. Be glad we ain't living in Thailand. I mean, geez. What? What? All right. So the king of Thailand. Who among you knew they still had a king? King of Thailand reportedly accused of breaking his sister's ankles after she questions his plan to name a second queen. God damn. What in the misery? The king of Thailand, let's try it. Maha Vajiralakhan. Vajiralongkorn, known for known for his long corn, known for his furious rages, allegedly broke his sister's ankles after she was knocked to the floor by one of his dogs. Eesh. Oh, I thought he like hit her with the misery joint. Okay, I ain't read the story. The unpredictable king of Thailand, who is suffering mass protests in Bangkok, has now been accused of breaking his sister's ankles. The shocking he didn't break the ankles, the dog did. The shocking allegation was reported by Andrew Marshall, former Reuters bureau chief in Bangkok. Hey, John, New York bureau chief, we need you to get on this, fact check this. Former Reuters bureau chief in Bangkok in his subscription-only newsletter, Secret Siam. That's clever. He reports that the king is alleged to have attacked his sister after she was knocked over by his dogs. Insiders claim that he either jumped on her legs, or beat her with a cane. This is not good at all. The assault was allegedly prompted after she confronted him over his plans to make his official consort a second queen alongside his present wife, Queen Suthita. Yeesh. Wow. Okay. So 2 full queens. Okay. So they're saying over there that the rumors are swirling that he was about to do that. So now he has a pair of queens in his hand. That's he can win with that hand. All right. That's a great poker hand. Aren't you lucky we don't live in a country like that? Let's see. See if any more juice and tidbits in the. Oh wow. Okay. This will be his 4th wife. Okay. All right. That's a lot of reading. We don't really do reading around here. Come on, it's America, Jack. Don't read. What you mean? Deborah Keon says, Trump endorsed Sarah Huckabee Sanders for governor of Arkansas. Pray for my home state. Oh man, jeez. Imagine, oh man. We was just talking about her last week too. Whatever happened to? And that's what happened. Now this. All right. Let's keep it moving, man. Take a quick moment to acknowledge the year anniversary of Kobe Bryant's passing and his daughter Gigi and 7 other people in that terrible helicopter crash last year. Let's watch this video on the impact that it's had on the Lakers franchise organization 1 year later and how they're coping with loss. Let's watch this together. And this is from USA Today. Let's take a look-see. Shout out to all the Kobe fans and the Laker fans and all of that.
Irving rejoined the Nets, and Brooklyn debuted its big 3 of Irving, Kevin Durant, and newly acquired guard James Harden. Offense wasn't a problem for the Nets.
No, that's not what I want.
Irving got his points.
I don't even know. I don't even like the way he's talking. I don't like his voice. So he got a nose full of shit sauce. All right. I thought it was a video. They got my neck again. I saw one earlier, a video, and I thought this was it, but this ain't it. Apparently, his wife Vanessa had released some type of statement saying she wasn't looking for tributes and all of that. And she would appreciate it if they kind of scaled those things back. But it's kind of hard, man, when you got somebody that was so impactful to the sport and to the world and in general, to not want to do those type of tributes and pay homage to somebody whose legacy was that great. You know what I mean? So that's kind of difficult. I don't know what that video was just now. It was about reading is fundamental. You're right. This ain't that video. It ain't said what it was supposed to be, and they said something different. All right, I got one for you. Let's go with the first question of the day, man. Now, this is from yesterday. I meant to do this. This is a story from last week, but I saw Chris Cuomo, and Chris Cuomo is a riot. So whatever he do, where is that? Stand by. Oh, I see it. Okay, here we go. It's about the guy that turned in his father. I want to get your take on this. What's your price? What would it take for you to turn in a family member? Do they have to be an asshole? Or does it have to be an amount of money? Like what's the
2 months, you don't have a suspect.
What's the amount of money it would take to turn in? Hear how this son turned his dad in. Now, obviously, there's some history here. There's obviously been, this has been brewing. This wasn't just no automatic thing. All right, let's take a listen.
These people sucked into Trump's lies and extremism. It's not just dividing us as a nation. Think of the families. Case in point, Guy Reffitt. He's now been charged with unlawful entry at the U.S. Capitol and obstruction of justice for threatening his own family. According to FBI documents, he told his own son and daughter, if you turn me in, you're a traitor, and you know what happens to traitors. Traitors get shot. To his own kids, he said that. It didn't take long for the FBI to find him. His 18-year-old son knew that his father had changed, and he feared for his own safety and the safety of others. He feared enough that he tipped off the FBI about his own father. Can you imagine being put in that position? Jackson Reffitt joins us now. I know you love your family, and I know this is hard. So help people understand, why did you feel you had to let authorities know about what was being done to your father and what was happening in his own head?
I don't really know how to explain it. It just felt like the right thing, regardless of my emotions and how I felt and how much I loved my family and my dad. I was worried. I didn't think he would actually do anything bad, but him saying anything even remotely threatening to me and my sister and my family and government officials, it was just too much.
Now, this wasn't just one conversation, Jackson. Help people understand the context. Like, for how long had you been watching your father change, and what seemed to be the influence on him, and what seemed to be that change?
I wish I could tell you exactly what, but it's been definitely over the past 4 years that it's grown and just snowballed into what my dad's become now. And he's still my father, but he's changed a lot.
Not for long.
How so?
He's been more active on the internet, and obviously the militia and the far right extremists he's been involved with recently. He's been a lot more, I don't want to say aggressive, but more scared.
Would he talk to you about it?
No.
Scared of what?
I actually never even knew he was going to DC until the day he left. I'm sure it was because of my political views, but I'm not sure.
And when he would explain to you what he thought was going on in the country, how would he describe it?
He said it as if it was the end of times, or that this country was on the brink of its own collapse. But I think it was just him trying to boost his own agenda and make it seem more like what he wanted.
When you would talk to your mom about this or any other family, could any of them explain it? Did they see it the same way you did?
No, I'm kind of on my own on my family right now with my own views about my dad. And I do love him and I do care for him, but that doesn't ignore everything else he said and done. What he said, and there's no taking that back. And the fact that he said that is enough for me to tell authorities.
Wow. Is enough for the fact that he said what he had said is enough to tell the authorities. So there's a couple things going on here. 765, let's go one. I'd love to hear your take on it. There's a couple things going. So one, Jackson doesn't like how his father says nigger around the house. He really is not here for it. He doesn't appreciate the hardness of the ER. Two, this is what privilege looks like. This is when you have privilege on top of your privilege. And when you can tell on pops, tell on dad, and get on the news and be like, I mean, I just didn't like what he was saying, and it's been brewing for 4 years. And when I saw the tip line come out, I knew I had to turn him into the authorities. How much? Were they giving out money for these tips? I saw some stuff on social media, but I don't know. Nobody verified it. That's crazy. And he set up a GoFundMe, and I'm thinking, last I checked, he had raised a lot of money because he thought he was going to get put out the house. But Pop's saying, I guess a line would be Pop's saying, you know, your political views are traitorous or treacherous or whatever, treasonous. And you know what happens to traitors? They get shot. I think the line could be, if you believe, if your father says that and then you believe him, then maybe you got to get turned in. If you threaten me and I believe you, maybe that's what it is. All right, let's go down the hall. Studio G, Mr. Clarkson, executive producer. What's good with you?
What's going on, bro?
Hey, man, what's your price? I know you got one. I know you have one.
Hey, man, my price is classified, but I just want to just put Jackson out here for what's really going on. I ain't want to say this man lying, but he lying like shit. he lying like shit
about which part? Down, okay? About which part?
Every part.
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you what really went down. Okay, his pops was wilding. His pops was saying a whole bunch of crazy stuff. But also, what happened is, let's look at Jackson's face.
Okay,
I want everyone to look at Jackson's face. That's a man that has seen some Bantu twist on Keisha, smelled that cocoa butter. He brought his black girlfriend around the father.
Yeah,
and the father was like, "Nah, man, that's not what we do around here."
Yeah.
And he looked at. He made a business decision. His business decision was real easy. Do I choose Keisha with this Bantu twist, and this cocoa butter, or my racist ass daddy who keep kicking my ass and telling me to take out the trash even though it's not trash day? That's what Jackson did, man. So Jackson, he got himself a whole new life, man. You know, congratulations to him and Keisha. They're going to have a wedding that's going to come out. You know, that's what's up, man. He traded off for Keisha, man. I get it, bro. I get it. Because the story he's telling, he lying.
Nah. It's not dramatic enough. He's not passionate enough. He doesn't sound like somebody that was fed up or on the brink and saw dad on TV and needed to call the FBI. He don't sound like that at all.
Because it doesn't sound like there was a moral tear between do I choose family or do I choose country?
Right.
No, he made a business decision. I chose Keisha.
Yeah.
And dad's in the way.
Yeah.
And he was like, I ain't trying to be. Because the thing about it is this. He knew his daddy was going to D.C. He'd been talking about it for the past 2 months.
Yeah.
About the organized field trip.
Right.
It was just that his daddy was dumb enough to get caught on TV. And as soon as he got caught on TV, Keisha called Jackson. It was like, ain't that your racist ass daddy on TV?
Yeah. He probably do.
As soon as he saw that,
he probably do graphic design for a local rap group. You know what I'm saying? And he chills with the blacks, and he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it.
No, he don't like it because where have you been all night, Jackson?
Yeah.
Well, I was with my friend. You've been with them blacks, haven't you? And that damn Keisha. I'm gonna tell you, you're going to jail like them. And sure enough, that's what went down, man. Like, that's exactly what went down.
No, you're going to jail, Dad. You're going to jail, bitch.
Because like I said, if you look at Jackson's face, Jackson doesn't even. Let me say this much. My pops turned 70, okay, on Thursday. I love my father. Okay? If I had to call a line to have for my father to go to jail, one, that's gonna be a tough conversation. Two, I ain't gonna be on national TV talking about
no,
it.
sirs.
That ain't nothing to be proud of, man. Let me tell you something. This is check collecting time. He got the check from CNN. He got the federal check for making sure that he, called in the daddy for him and Keisha to start their new life together. But yeah, bro, he's not emotionally torn, bro.
Nah,
he's good.
Not at all.
He's
not
good.
At all. Not at all. All right, I appreciate
not at all, brother.
Checking in.
No doubt, man. Same time for rolling.
Will do. All right, there's that. Let's see here. 765, let's go one, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk about anything we done talked about. Another question I had. Let's do this in case you missed it. Let's see. Wait a minute. Let's see where these stories is at. Make sure I got these stories lined up. I thought this was interesting. Oh yeah, I was thinking earlier too. I had a. Well, here's the word of the day. Let's go to the word of the day first. Thanks, Hanks. Appreciate that. So next person to call, you got to use this word in a sentence. This is per the new 2021 rules for the show. And today's word of the day is Pelicitation. Today's word is pelicitation. All right, let's take a listen real quick. Pelicitation.
Pelicitation.
Okay, I said pelicitation.
Pelicitation.
All right, you say it different. All right, the action of promising. This is right on time. A promise, a document conveying a promise. Executive orders much? So Biden's was out there, throwing out the felicitations or whatever like that. Also, second definition is civil law, a promise not yet formally accepted and therefore in certain cases revocable. Kind of like the impeachment was sort of like a felicitation, you know what I mean? Because they swatted that joint down. All right, let's go to the phones real quick. Felicitation. Hey, welcome to the program. Let's go live. John Watson, our New York bureau chief. What's good with your fams?
What's up with you, Champ? I just wanted to co-sign off what Mr. Clarkson was saying, but in my true belief, this all could have been avoided if Pops would have came up out that PS5.
Oh, is that what it was?
Thursday.
Is that what he did have the face? I didn't get.
Fuck you, Dad. No PS5, Dad.
Yeah.
Okay, Dad.
He did have that. He didn't have that.
We gonna have to get to the politicalization of this, and I'm gonna have to go ahead and call CNN and the feds.
Yeah. Yeah, he did have the
spring. That's how he was raised.
He did have the I didn't get what I wanted face. He did have that on his face.
You got that? Yeah. You're not gonna give me my PS5, Dad? Got it. Copy that. Who's the badass now, Dad?
Yeah, who's the badass? Hilarious. New York bureau chief John Watson. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Felicitation, and he used it in a sentence, man. This is what I'm talking about. That's how we got to do it, just casually. All right, it was another one. Hold on. Let's see, another story right here. All right, let's go. Let's go live. West Coast. Teron Jackson, welcome to the program, champ. What's good with you?
Hey, what's up, Elmo? You keep saying I'm from the West Coast. I'm from the East Coast.
I thought you was on the West. Ain't you on the West? You gotta turn that down. Turn that down, champ.
I'm telling you. Go ahead.
I don't know why I want to put you in San Diego. That's not you?
Nah,
Oh, okay. Where you calling from?
I know that is in Las Vegas. But
that's Haynes. Okay.
I think one of the ladies are in San Diego.
Where you calling from?
I'm calling from South Carolina, but I'm born and raised in the DMV though.
Oh, okay, cool in the game. All right, what you got?
Yeah, Did y'all see that one black dude that hit the Capitol Police with the bat, the aluminum bat?
Yeah, I did see that. Hold on. I thought I pulled that story in.
Yeah. Young about 20 years old, and they getting in jail without no bail, man.
Yeah, he's like
everybody else getting out.
He's the only one, too. Hold on. I got that story. I had that yesterday. I meant to bring that in.
Yeah.
There's a gentleman. He's a Maryland dude, too. And man, where is that story? Yeah. I want to find that so I can because you got to hear his voice, and hearing his voice explains everything. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Hold on. I'm about to search this right now.
It'll probably blow me to death.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hell.
I just want to see if you, had that, up whatever, so we can talk about that.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm about to pull that up now. Thank you for that. Let me dig that up right now. I appreciate that. Yeah.
All right.
I'm about to do it for writing. Hold on. That's a funny story. Damn, I see some stuff. I get stories sent to my Oh, here we go. Let's go USA 9 on YouTube. I get stories sent to my Instagram and Twitter, and I'll be trying to send them over to my Gmail, and I'll be losing track of them. But yeah. All right. So listen to your man. So he got his what used to be called his Negro wake up call, and he participated. They got this man on camera. They went and found him, arrested him, and he's being held without bail, while everybody else gets to go free. Like, absolutely ridiculous. All this, whatever shit y'all talking, none of that shit is believable, because you can't equality and knowing this and that. No, and what happened was, no, he in jail for doing the same thing. Everybody got to go free except him. But dumbass, it's on camera. They was like, "What you here for, Trump?" And he's like, "No, I'm not here for Trump. I'm here for America." I'm like, "Oh, come on, man. You boo-boo the fool." Hold on. Let's go to this. Maryland man arrested for beating a police. And listen, when I tell you they're going to nail him to the wall, because now you on video with the bat. They're going to give him everything that they won't give everybody else. Let's watch this ridiculousness. Absolutely.
Trying to track down the people involved in that insurrection roughly 2 weeks ago. Tonight, we're focused on a Maryland man. Police think he may be one of the people who attacked D.C. police officers. His first court appearance just wrapped up moments ago. Jess Arnold is live in D.C. tonight. And Jess, what are we learning about this man, Emmanuel Jackson?
Yeah, well, documents allege that Emmanuel Jackson beat both Capitol and D.C. police officers with a baseball bat, among some other offenses. And actually, Lorenzo, I just checked in with D.C. Central Cell Block, and they said that he is still waiting to see a federal judge as we speak here with you tonight. Now, D.C. police say that the 20-year-old is from Capitol Heights, and he turned himself into them yesterday and was arrested. Now, court documents say that he admitted to everything that the FBI alleges.
Who raised
Those court
you?
documents say that Capitol video surveillance footage shows him being one of the first to enter the Capitol after rioters broke through. Now, they say the video shows him punching a Capitol police officer, and as I mentioned, beating both Capitol and D.C. police officers with a metal baseball bat.
20.
As you can see here in this picture, Jackson swinging a bat from outside the building at officers trying to protect themselves with plexiglass shields as the crowd pushes in.
Oh,
the FBI provided some other images too, showing him raising that bat above his head in the crowd. Now, the documents say that he waived his Miranda rights when he turned himself in yesterday.
Oh, jeez.
And is supposed to be seeing a judge at any moment.
All right, so first of all, he waived his Miranda rights. You don't watch Law and Order or First 48 at all. Like, here's my issue, man. And I gotta find a way to do a master class on this. Because I saw another video. We'll talk about it tomorrow. This sidebar, off topic. With the black dudes, you see the black dudes getting harassed by the Karens? She was like, "This is a private basketball court," and he was like, "We're in college," and she was like, "But you can't play here." Blah blah blah. And they arguing for 12 minutes, and I'm like, "Man, y'all gotta teach y'all sons how to deal with this shit, man. Come on, man. Look at this haircut, first of all. Now, I'm not scrutinizing, but I'm judging. All right, you waive your Miranda rights, and now you're wondering when you're going to see a federal judge? You admitted to everything? Who raised you, fam? Who teaching these dudes, man? 20 over Capitol Heights right up the street. Who's teaching these dudes, man? Who is this that generation where y'all coming up in the school system, post-racial, everything's harmonious? You know, I'm on skateboard. Two of my best friends are white. Like, is this that generation where y'all don't believe that this shit still happening to you, that you're gonna be the one that gets played? Like, they still, mom and dad, nobody, uncle, brother, no one was like, yo, you know, if you go out there, they're gonna pin everything on you. Nobody. Waived his Miranda rights. Do you know once you do that, it's a wrap? Hold on, here's another one, because I want you to hear his voice. I want you to hear his voice. you gotta hear his voice. Emmanuel Jackson. Okay, let me see. Let me just put Emmanuel Jackson in the joint. It don't even make sense until you hear him. Emmanuel Jackson arrested, held. Let's see. Google, don't let me down. We're doing this live. Here we go. TLP. That's where I heard the story first. Thanks, Teron. Let's see. Can we play the story? Yeah. It's a little longer, but we can skim through it. That's where I first heard the story. All right, so let's go to that real quick, and then 2 more things, and we out of here. I feel a way about that. How we keep having these, like, I know his situation is different than the one that I just laid out with the Karen, but even still, like, I think we're being irresponsible with our sons, man. Like, that conversation with these Karens, when I see these young black boys, conversation be way too fucking long. And all this pleading and ma'am and miss and all that. And I guess it's regional, but it's no excuse for it, man. There's no excuse. All right, let's play this real quick. So let's get back to this. I want y'all to hear his voice, and then it'll make sense.
The FBI is closing in on alleged members of anti-government militia groups tied to the assault on the Capitol. CBS News has learned the latest suspects are affiliated with the extremist groups, the Three Percenters and the Oath Keepers. A U.S. Army reservist was also charged Sunday. Oh, did y'all see it was a video I saw today with the police officers who had the 3% and Oath Keeper and QAnon badges? It was law enforcement, National Guards, people that had the Q. Okay. Joining a growing list of suspects in the Capitol attack. Investigators are ramping up efforts to identify rioters who used military-style tactics as prosecutors consider possible sedition charges.
It was military style because they was military. What you mean?
News senior investigative correspondent Catherine Herridge. Hi there, Catherine. These individuals were affiliated,
I don't like
as
her
we said,
turtleneck.
best to come.
All right, let's go.
When you look at the arrest, so is there evidence? Part of the sedition task force. So that's led by the acting U.S. Attorney Michael Sherwin. It was a tier 1 priority.
She ain't who I wanted. She ain't. They always put that little sneaky video up top to make you feel like that's the video, but that ain't the video. I want y'all to hear this man say, "I'm not here for Trump. I'm here for America." Well, you might have to do your Googles and find it on your own, but that kind of explains it. It's still disappointing. It's just crazy. All right, the politicization of the whole thing is ridiculous. All right, in case you missed it, let's do this on the way out and get your mind prepared to talk about this on a future show, probably sometime this week. Tariq Nasheed, friend or foe, very polarizing. You either like him or don't. He's been working on a movie. He's always been talking about the notion of buck breaking and the agenda to feminize or demasculate the black male in America. So he did a documentary, and here's the trailer. In case you missed it. Yeah, I like that. I know. Don't trip. Something slight. I need music, though. All right, here we go. Yeah, let this sit in your spirit on the way out.
When we talk about buck breaking, we have to understand that buck breaking is a show of power. It's a show of dominance. So we can't talk about buck breaking without talking about power.
When we look at the domination of black people by the dominant society, what we are in essence seeing is that this society wants to ensure that we are not able to actually mete out that thing that makes humans exist. And that is creating families and procreating.
See, psychologically, when we're talking about the sexualizing of our people, primarily from the dominant society of the system of white supremacy. It had to be established in a very impinging way from the mental state.
This whole notion that masculinity is somehow toxic and detrimental to society is nothing but an attempt to emasculate black malehood.
It's clearly an agenda. If you have two eyes in your head and you're able to see, you can see that it's an agenda, and it's an agenda to decrease our population.
It's always been about destroying the black family. The family is the foundation of a people.
The heterosexual black male is last on the pecking order here in America. If you're just a heterosexual black man, how are you gonna beat the case? Because when you show up to court, when you show up to the job interview, when you show up to wherever, you coming in here as a heterosexual black man, you have no power.
When Mark Twain confessed that we white people ground the manhood out of the Negro. Why ground the manhood out of the Negro? Because it's black masculinity that most exposes the fraud of white masculinity.
We, as the progenitors of culture, the ones who are the fathers and mothers of civilizations, who taught all people, who people look to for social cues, whether they want to realize it or not, I think they feel if they can get us to adapt to it, they can get everybody to adapt to it.
If anybody should have a problem with European males, it should be the European female. Because everything the European male has ever learned to do to us, he first practiced on his own woman.
We need resources in education, we need resources in labor, we need resources in politics, we need resources in medical, we need resources in so many things, but they ignore that and they put millions and even billions of dollars to tell us that you need to really embrace your LBGT side. So these people have an agenda, and it's up to us to understand what the agenda is.
All right, so let me leave it right there. All right, so here's what I say. A lot of y'all ain't ready for this conversation, but so what? We're gonna have it. When I first started doing these lives a couple years ago, I did a thing called Tough Talk, and the Tough Talk was like TED Talk. Welcome to my Tough Talk. Conversations you're not willing to be comfortable with. We gonna talk about it, because regardless of whether you like, it's like the Nate Parker thing. Regardless of whether you fuck with Tariq or not, this is a thing, and this is for the crowd. And I'm gonna see if I can get two opposing viewpoints on it. This is for the crowd that believes that there isn't an agenda. I think visually, just in that trailer alone, the information that you're left with has to give you a new position. It has to. I've been arguing with people for years, right? People that think that I'm not inclusive or think that I'm not tolerant or open. And when my only point, I'm sure this video will get flagged. Me trying to replay it, trying to only get you to understand that there is something deeper. It's not just what you think it is. But if you've never, the key for me is the title, buck breaking, right? If you've never heard of a thing, then it's easier for you to not believe that that thing exists. But it was an actual thing. And there's documented evidence and historical context to it. And there's printed fact. So to be completely oblivious and think that now in current day society, that is still not a thing, I think you're delusional and unlearned. So I'm here for the movie, the documentary. I'm sure I'm not going to agree with everything. I'm sure we'll see some people in there and be like, why they put him in there? And, blah, blah, blah. But I think this is just as an important part of the conversation as any other angle that you want to put forth. And that's the hard part of having these dialogues together, is being able to see somebody else's side and not shooting it down and taking it for what it is. Because they're right. I should get Truth Hall from Godzilla. Yeah. There are several sides, and it's not just one. Like the inclusive side of the argument and the no agenda crowd, they're not the only side of the argument. There's an agenda side of the argument as well that has, just as far as I'm concerned, just as much merit. Tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. Phone lines open. Don't try and call at 7. The phone number been up the whole time. I ain't going for it. It's a live show. Be ready to talk about it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. So there's that. All right, I appreciate y'all, man. Great show. I think I got to everything. Let me see. Let me make sure all my windows is. Yeah, I had some windows open. I'm gonna keep that Tariq Nasheed joint open. I didn't get to the new variants. 100 million global infections, coronavirus. I'll say that for tomorrow. There's new strains. Fauci says that the current vaccines, they're pretty good against the new strains. That's what he said yesterday. So we'll talk about that. And, that's what we'll do. We'll leave it right there. Roland Martin, let's see if I got him on standby. Is he in the waiting room? Oh, he's not in the waiting room. Oh, well. We'll try to get him on tomorrow. Maybe he'll jump in on that conversation. To everybody else, appreciate it. Thanks for the compliment on Periscope. I see you on Periscope, watching live on Twitter. Justine Pitts. Thank you. If you want to support, feel free. We are 100% viewer supported. Trying to build something here. A show like something you don't see anywhere else. $sign Lamont King 06. We take $1, $2, $3, any loose change, send it on over, and we are buying phone lines. My phone line account it goes down by the day per call, and love it to death. We looking to replenish and refresh. So there's that, and we'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Be safe. Don't do nothing stupid. Easy.
I don't care if it is a closet. You still looking mad official.